You just dropped $2 grand on a Z Fold 8 Ultra, one bad case, and that fold mechanism is toast. Most cases on Amazon right now weren't even built for this exact model. Some are just Z Fold 7 leftovers with a new label slapped on. I found 6 that actually protect it, and I'm ranking them by what breaks first in real use. Hinge gaps, screen protector lift, and weak magnets, not just drop ratings. Stick around, because number 1 on this list solves a problem the other 5 don't even attempt. Number 6. FNTCASE Translucent Matte MagSafe Case. FNTCASE builds this one around a rigid polycarbonate backplate wrapped in flexible TPU bumpers, with 4 dedicated airbags stuffed into the corners. The classic rugged case recipe. And it's rated for an 18-foot drop under the brand's own military-grade testing. That's a self-reported number, not a third-party MIL-STD certification, so treat it as a strong internal benchmark rather than an independently verified spec. The translucent matte back is genuinely nice to hold. The frosted texture kills fingerprints, and FNTCASE adds what it calls a nano antioxidant layer, meant to resist sweat and staining over time, which matters on a translucent finish that will show grime faster than a solid black shell. Here's the catch. Because the case ships with its own built-in screen protector, already fitted under the frame, you're locked into whatever glass FNTCASE includes. You can't swap in a premium third-party protector later, without potentially fighting the same inner lip clearance problem this design was supposed to avoid. Number 5. SUPCASE UB Stand. Clear. SUPCASE actually publishes numbers instead of vague claims, and that's what pulls this one up the list. The UB stand is certified to MIL-STD-810H-516.8 and drop tested from 15 feet young, a real cited standard, not just military-grade marketing. The embedded N52 magnet ring is rated at 1,500 grams of magnetic force, which is a legitimately strong figure for MagSafe-style accessories, and beats the unpublished, unverifiable magnet claims on most cases in this price range. The built-in HD screen protector is rated at greater than or equal to 95% light transmittance, so you're not staring through a hazy layer, and because that protector is engineered as part of the case's inner lip from day one, you don't get the raised edge bubbling that aftermarket glass runs into on rugged cases. The two were designed together. The catch is the kickstand. It's a genuinely useful ring-style stand for propping the fold open in landscape or portrait, but it's also the first thing that adds bulk back into a case that's otherwise slimmer than SUPCASE's heavier-duty lineup. You're trading some of that slimness for hands-free functionality, so if you wanted the leanest possible clear case, this isn't quite it. On the grip side, the textured anti-slip sides do their job, holding the phone steady on an angled surface, but that same texture means it won't slide as effortlessly into a snug pocket as a fully smooth clear back would. Button feedback isn't independently documented by SUPCASE, so treat any click description as a design inference rather than a tested result. Number 4. Spigen Ultra Hybrid Pro MagFit Clear White. Spigen's approach here is aesthetics first without abandoning drop protection, and the engineering backs that up. The SecuLink system uses heat-treated SUS420F steel pins to physically interlock the front and back panels, Spigen's specific answer to two-piece cases that loosen and rattle after months of folding. For the yellowing problem that ruins every clear case eventually, Spigen infuses the polycarbonate with a proprietary blue resin under what it calls DuraClear technology, tested internally against UV exposure, staining, alcohol rubbing, and heat and humidity. A brand claim, but a specific and testable one rather than a vague anti-yellow sticker. Air cushion technology in the corners handles drop absorption, and raised bezels keep both the screen and the camera lenses elevated off a flat surface. The catch? This is a slim case, and slim means no built-in screen protector and no kickstand. What you see is what you get. That matters specifically for the lip conflict problem, because a case without an integrated protector puts the burden on you to find a third-party tempered glass that clears Spigen's raised bezel without bubbling at the edge. Some glass will fit clean, some won't. Spigen doesn't publish a compatibility list for this. Visual cue, tempered glass corner test against the raised bezel. It's QI2 certified for fast wireless charging, which is a real verifiable spec, say, not just MagSafe compatible marketing, so magnetic accessory alignment should be more consistent than on cases using generic embedded magnets. Number 3. TORRAS Q 3-spin rugged magnetic stand. TORRAS goes all in on the two things rugged case buyers actually care about: drop survival and magnet strength. The shell uses TORRAS's own X-Shock 3-layer cushioning system and carries the brand's 4XMIL grade drop protection claim. TORRAS doesn't cite a specific MIL-STD test number for this figure, so read it as a comparative internal rating rather than a certified standard. Where TORRAS does get specific is the magnet. The second generation N52 ring is rated at 18 newtons of holding force, which the brand states is 40% stronger than its prior generation, and it's built to work with Qi 2 magnetic accessories, even though the Fold 8 Ultra has no native magnetic array of its own. Camera protection is genuinely well thought out here. Raised bezels sit at 2.0 millimeters around the screen and 0.8 millimeters around the camera module, meaning the lens cluster gets isolated clearance instead of one flat slab covering everything, which is what actually stops a big camera bump from rocking on a desk. Before the final two, the ones ranked highest here aren't the toughest on this list. They're the ones that solved a problem toughness alone doesn't fix. They're actually pleasant to hold every day. Number 2. Ringke Fusion. Flap magnetic, clear. Ringke's Fusion flap earns its spot by getting the hinge cover right without turning the case into a brick. The flap in the name refers to a hinge covering panel engineered to fold smoothly with the device instead of bunching or gapping at full extension, paired with a hard polycarbonate back and flexible TPU bumper for the actual shock absorption. Ringke also markets this as a clear anti-yellowing design, which is a specific brand claim worth noting rather than dismissing outright, though Ringke doesn't publish the same UV testing detail Spigen does for its equivalent claim. Dual strap holes are a small but genuinely useful touch if you use a wrist lanyard on a phone this large and expensive to drop. Here's the real catch, and it's the same one that hits several rugged adjacent cases on this list. The base Fusion flap magnetic does not ship with a screen protector. Ringke sells that separately as a bundle SKU, so if you're buying the standalone case link, you're solving the hinge problem but still shopping for glass on your own. And whatever you pick needs to clear Ringke's case lip without lifting at the corner. Number 1. Pitaka Caseless Feeling. Aramid Pitaka wins this list by refusing to compete on the same terms as everything above it. Instead of stacking TPU bumpers and airbags, it uses a woven Aramid fiber shell, the same fiber family used in aerospace and body armor applications, per Pitaka's own material claims, to hit 0.04 inches of thickness and 0.81 ounces of total weight. That's thinner and lighter than every other case on this list by a wide margin, and it's the only one here that genuinely disappears in a pocket rather than just sliding in easily. There's no bulk to feel through denim in the first place. The magnet system uses an embedded amber magnetic film, and Pitaka confirms strong, reliable attachment, specifically when paired with its own MagEZ grip and MagEZ Car Mount Pro 2 accessories. That's the honest catch here. Pitaka doesn't publish a gram or newton figure, and it doesn't make a blanket claim about holding strength with random third-party MagSafe mounts. The verified performance is tied to Pitaka's own ecosystem, not universal compatibility. If your car mount or wallet is a different brand, treat the magnetic hold as should work rather than confirmed strong. Recap. Best for glass screen protector users. Number 5, the SUPCASE UB stand, since the protector is engineered into the case itself. Best magnet strength if you want a published number. Number 3, the TORRAS Q3 spin at 18 newtons. Best for clear case buyers avoiding yellowing. Number 4, the Spigen Ultra Hybrid Pro MagFit. Best thin option, hands down. Number 1, the Pitaka Caseless Feeling Aramid. Links to every case are below in the exact order shown. Grab whichever matches how you actually use your fold, not just which one survives the biggest drop.